Hi guys, good morning. If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Let me know if you can hear me so that we can proceed immediately. Hi guys, good morning. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, so let's get started. You're welcome back to our live session for every Saturday. And trust me, all the live sessions we've been holding has been going amazingly well. You can check through the previous live sessions and learn one or two things. We made different analysis and it has been going extremely well. So this is also not going to be exceptional. So if you have friends, you can invite them to this live session so that they can learn also. So guys, let's get straight into it. This live session, I make analysis on what I am looking at, and I'm going to pick from the comments also so that we can make the analysis together. So while I do my first analysis, I am going to urge us that we should drop a pair or an asset. I would urge us to drop an asset that you really want me to analyze so badly, and anyone that is constantly mentioned, I am going to pick two from it and we're going to do the analysis together. But for this morning, I'm going to be starting with Volatility 10. That's the asset I'm currently looking at for this morning. So that's what I am going to be starting with. So let's go. I'm going to be waiting for your comments, guys, so that I can pick the assets that we're going to analyze after Volatility 10. So this is Volatility 10, and as you all know, we make our analysis from 24 hours on TradingView. We make it from the 24 hours time frame. So I'm going to start this analysis on 24 hours time frame, and basically on this 24 hours time frame, it is so clear that what we have is a break of structure to the downside. That is our last break of structure. This is a break of structure to the downside. So whatever buy we are entering is just a retracement until market takes this particular high, and you can see that it is a very long high. So we might not be taking it anytime soon, and also you can definitely get a retracement, right? You can get a retracement move where you can enter the buy if the market gives a clear direction for the buy, because this is 24 hours time frame and it will take a very long time for market to come back to take this high. However, you need to know that there is nothing market cannot do. It can eventually come back to say, I want to take this high. So that does not restrict you from looking for a buy setup if it is clear, right? So that is that for that. So we have a break of structure to the downside, and our last internal break of structure is also to the downside, right? This is also to the downside, which is our internal break of structure. So our range structure break is also to the downside. All these breaks are still to the downside. We've not had a change of character to the upside. So this is our last range structure break to the downside. So the first thing you need to know is that before market comes inside here, before market decides to come back into this place, we definitely have to break this high, this particular high that we have here. This is where we will have a change of character for market to come back into this zone. So since this is where we will have a change of character, this is our last break, we would have to deal with just this range, okay? We'll have to deal with just this range until market breaks this particular high. This one that we have here. Until market breaks this particular high, we are still dealing with this range. We are still dealing with this range. If market does not break this high, there's nothing market wants to come back here to do. Okay, so until market breaks this high, so since this is the closest range for us, that is where we are going to be analyzing, that is where we are going to be focusing on. So this is our closest range. First thing you need to see at your closest range is those key zones. So what I am seeing here is a fair value gap, just a tiny fair value gap, just a tiny fair value gap. Do not forget to keep dropping the assets you want me to analyze. I'm going to pick just two, and I would advise that you drop so that the one that is properly mentioned, I am going to pick it and we're going to go over it. So let's continue. This is fair value gap that we have here, which is a key zone. Those are our key zones, right? This is a fair value gap. Then another key zone that I am looking at here is that we had a liquidity take to the upside. Then we have a great sponsored candle for us, which after it we had a creation of the fair value gap. So I am going to go to 4 hours time frame and just look at what market is doing on the 4 hours time frame. First thing you need to see is that we had a double top here. Okay, we have a double top here. This is a double top that we have here. You can see that the highs are relatively equal, right? This is a double top. So I am still expecting the markets would come back, reach this double top, and come back into this zone. This is the zone I am expecting market to come back into. So what I want to see when market gets to this zone, let me delete this. What I want to see when market gets to this zone is a confirmation, because remember what I said earlier, we might eventually have a break of this high, no doubt. And when market breaks this high, we are coming back into this zone. Then we can start looking for, a retracement buy continuation to enter into this zone. However, since we are yet to break that high, that is why I am marking out this point of interest. I am marking out this particular sponsored candle from the 24 hours time frame. So this is my point of interest for now. So what I want to see when market gets to this point of interest is, something like this, probably on the 1 hour time frame. I just want to see market give me a change of character. I'm coming, but before the change of character, I want to see like a liquidity created inside. So when market gives us this change of character, we'll come back and take this high. We'll come back to take this high. Then I would just target this low. This would be the low that I am targeting. Okay, this is my external. This is an external for me. So what I am just expecting is that markets will come back here, give me a change of character, create this liquidity before this change of character, or even after the change of character. There are two things markets will do. Either it will create the liquidity inside before the change of character, or create the liquidity after the change of character. In whatever the case may be, I am just expecting a change of character, a liquidity take, then a continuation to the downside. So this is what I am currently expecting on Volatility 10. You can see that it is very simple to make analysis. You don't need so much complicated things. All you just need to do is mark out your key zones, mark out your break of structures, mark out all of those things, and just leave the market to do whatever it wants. And when you enter the market, you wait for the results, either win or loss or break even. You accept the results. So this is what I am still currently looking at on Volatility 10. So let's go on comments and see the most mentioned assets. So we have Volatility 51S. So let's go to Volatility 51S. Volatility 51S for analysis. All right, so let's go to our 24 hours time frame, just like we make mention of. All right, so this is 24 hours time frame on volatility 51s. The first thing we need to look at is, where do we have our normal last break of structure? Where did markets really give us a break of structure to the downside? You can see that we do not have access to this previous information, right? So what I'm just going to do is mark out this as a break of structure, because I think it is. So this is a break of structure to the downside. You can check your phone for, you know, the last break of structure, but based on what volatility 50s has been doing, our last break of structure is to the downside. So the second thing I want to look at is, where is this movement to the downside coming from? Is it from a key zone? Now, see what markets did here. We had an impulse to the downside. We had liquidity void. Markets really created liquidity void. And we had this I created as liquidity. So what we are expecting is that market should come back to create this void, to fill up the void. That is what we are expecting market to come back to do. We are expecting a fill up for the void. Of course, market will not just continue running without coming back to fill that void. So where market is currently reacting to is a very solid area of interest for this sell. Where market is reacting to is a solid and good area of interest. So this is what I'll do. I'll mark out my change of character. Where do we have our change of character? We had a break to the upside. Then after the break to the upside, we had market come back to break this low. So this is where we had our change of character. Now, since market has given us a change of character, there's two things markets will do. It would either come back into our zone, or it will just use range structure continuation till we break this low. This is our target. Okay, this is our overall target. So what I am still expecting from this market is to continue the sell. However, where do we continue our sell? So we have a change of character to the downside. Since we have a change of character to the downside, this high is the only protected high. This particular high is the only protected high for this zone, since there is already a change of character. Every other high that you see here are not protected. Let me see what we have here. Okay, this is not a double top. We had that high higher than the previous high. So the only high that is safe, since we have our change of character, is this particular high. So what do we do next? I am going to look out for void areas where market is likely to come back to. So let me just go to 4 hours time frame and look out for that. All right, I've seen one. So this is what I'll do. I'll mark out this area. You can see that it is a clear fair value gap that we have there. So what I am expecting is for market to come back here to this zone for a sell continuation. However, markets might not be able to come as high as that. Why? Because we have this impulse and momentum to the downside. There is distance to the downside. So I will have a second PO high. So let me see where my second PO high is. Okay. First thing first, all these are liquidity. They are weak highs. Okay. This is also weak high, which I am expecting market to come back to take. This is a weak high. This is a weak high. Wow. So let's see if that high is relatively equal. And okay. All right, we had it a little bit higher than that. Let's put this here so that we can be more accurate. All right. Okay, I thought I would be able to mark out another PO high from here, but looking at what market is doing, This is liquidity. This is also weak eye. This eye is weak. You can see that we did not move out of this eye impulsively. Market created liquidity for itself. Yeah, this is also liquidity for the market. So I'm just going to expect market to break this high. So this is still my only PO high for now. Then for buy continuation, because you obviously do not want to wait till market comes back there before you look for your entries. So this is 2 hours time frame. Let's go to 2 hours time frame and let's see areas where we can use for possible continuation. All right, so we have a break to the upside, another break to the upside. Okay, let's just mark out this. Then let's go to our 1 hour time frame. This is a double bottom. They are relatively equal. All right, so this is a major here. Then we have a break. So for my buy continuation, I'm just going to expect market to come back into the zone and give me a confirmation. Remember, this is a retracement, so all you really want to do with all your strength is to get a confirmation for retracement. Do not enter blindly on retracement. If not, you are going to exhaust your energy. So since this is a retracement, it is a less probability setup. In fact, it is really less since it is retracement. So all you want to do is get a real confirmation before your continuation. In fact, I am going to advise that you use continuation and not reversal for your entry. Do not wait for market to get here and you just see one change of character and you enter. No. Instead, let market pull to the upside and you just look for an area for continuation. This is a less probability setup for the buy, but my main aim is for market to come back here. And we are good to go. Okay, that is my main aim. That is what I am looking out for. I am looking out for the continuation of the sell, not the buy, because as what market is doing currently, I'm not seeing a reliable area where we can use for a buy continuation. However, this that we've marked out, all you just need to do is get your confirmation right and you enter the market. So let's see another asset to analyze, which is going to be the last one for the day, so that we do not take so much of our time. So we have volatility 25-1S, we have 251S. Okay, all right, I think we'll have to go with 251S. Let's go with 251S, guys. So let's see. You guys are not mentioning jump indices, crash and boom, all of that. Probably in our next class, that is just what we're going to focus on and not volatility indices. But for now, let's just look at the last asset and let's proceed. Okay, 251S. Okay, all right, so let's go to 24 hours time frame, just like we do. We start from our 24 hours time frame. All right, so this is a real pull to the downside. So our last break of structure, of course, to the downside. This is a possible area for market to come back to. I'm just going to mark that out. Market is not ready to come back there, but it is a possible area, so I'm just going to leave that there. Then I'll go to 4 hours time frame and see our last break of structure. All right, so the area where we had the last break of structure to the downside was here. It was here. So until market takes this high, we are not ready to go back into that zone. So this is it. We have, let's go to 2 hours time frame. This is really easy because we have a move to the downside. So this is where I'm expecting market to come back to. Every other things market is doing here, if you get into the market, if you enter the market, I'm not talking about scalpers, I'm talking about intraday trader. If you get into the market from here, you will get lost. Why? Because there's no even area where you can put your take profits. Market is not even showcasing any area where it is going to. It is just moving on its own. So what you need to do is patiently wait for market to start pulling back to the upside and see the possible area where it is going. So the possible area where I am going to be looking for my sales is here. And the funny thing is that if you enter for a sell or a buy around this area, number one, there's no reliable area for you to put your stop loss because it can hunt you out. We already have that impulse, that momentum and distance. So if you enter at any area here, either for the buy or for the sales, you get caught up. Market can take you out and still move in any direction it wants. So where we have our last break of structure is to the downside here, and this is the interest candle I am looking forward to for market to come back into. You know, just give me some pull up. I can enter the buy continuation if I see a pattern I love, something like this. I'll just wait for market to get here. Even if the market will not use this place, it will definitely react. Even if it will not use it, it will definitely react. This is a great interest candle for continuation. So this is what I am looking at on volatility, 251s. So I am going to take one last one, which is volatility, 225-1s. And that is going to be all for this morning, guys. So volatility 225, not 250. We finished with 250. So 24 hours time frame. Our last break of structure is obviously to the upside. Okay, there's no break of structure there yet. This is a sweep. We've not had a break of structure. Nice. So we had this major taken. You can see that a strong low was taken. A strong low. Then we had break of structure to the downside. So my first POI, I have 2 POI for this. This is, so we have this. So my first POI is my sponsored candle. Then my second POI is my interest candle. This interest candle that it is reacting to. See the exact candle that we saw on that 24 hours time frame for 251s on 2 hours time frame. See the exact candle. Even if the market will not use it, it would react from there, right? It would definitely make a reaction. And that is the reaction we are getting here. So this is my 2 points of interest. So I'll go to 2 hours time frame and see if we have a change of character or something. All right, no change of character yet. And where we are going to have a change of character is still a long way. And another thing you need to see from here is that we have double top. We have double top. Hidden double top. It is really hidden. Our market is yet to take it. Wow. So we might be invalidating this I. We might be invalidating. In fact, it is not my strong point of interest, so I'm going to delete that. This is a really hidden double top that is clear on 2 hours time frame, and market has not taken it yet before this reaction. The only area that we confirm to us that we want to continue the sales is where market gives us this change of character. And you should know that when we have this change of character, one thing you need to put in your mind is that after a change of character, market can come as high as this before continuation. The only high that is safe is this high. So after this change of character, I will expect a deep pullback for my sell continuation. But until then, I have nothing to do with volatility. It's 25 1s now. I'm not looking out for a buy or a sell setup on volatility 25 1s because we are stuck inside a range. It is still a range for me. Market has not taken this double top. Market has not given us a change of character, so it is still moving in its normal direction. Now, if you are a scalper, you can definitely get a sell continuation either from here. You can see that we have a little liquidity void there, so you can get your sell continuation from here as a scalper with confirmation. Remember, this is still a retracement for us. This is still a retracement for us, so you need to get your confirmation really right, okay, for scalpers. Then you just look out for possible areas where you can take your profits, okay. So this is it for volatility 25 1s. We've done 4 assets. We did 25 1s, 250 1s, we did volatility 10, and we did 51s. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things from this live session. If you have a question, drop it in the comments right now, and I am going to attend to few questions before we call it a day or a weekend. All right, guys, so I am expecting your questions so that we can treat questions and we are good to go. All right, so the questions that I am seeing here: do you offer mentorship? Yes, I do. You can send a message to me on my Telegram. How do you recognize a weak eye? Yeah, weak eyes and weak lows are just those areas where markets, range, where we have range in the market, like something like this. This is a weak eye. You see markets do something like this. It's a total weak eye. This is a weak eye. Then strong eyes are classified by different things, okay? Strong eyes can be classified by inducements, can be classified by majors. Strong eyes can be classified by impulse movements from PO high. So there are a lot of ways you can classify strong eyes, but this is a weak eye. And also for weak low, same thing, just the opposite direction, okay? What is the platform we can fund our... No, personally, I do not fund my accounts with ATM card. I fund it with direct Nigerian bank accounts. So you will see Nigeria bank transfer on Deriv. You can fund it through your accounts by making transfer. Please save the live. So of course I will. You're welcome. Can you explain what you look out for as a confirmation entry? For my confirmation entry, I have a pattern, okay? I have different patterns that I look out for. Personally, I have a pattern drawn out by myself. What I have seen in the market work over time, I drew it out. and I consistently used it and it has really worked. So my confirmation entry is not just one thing. It is a pattern that I have, brought out for myself. So you can just bring out a pattern you've seen consistently in the market and you use it as your confirmation entry. Okay, what are the entry confirmation? Same thing. My entry confirmation is a pattern that I have seen work over and over. So your entry confirmation is not just about someone else's entry confirmation. Just look out for what you've seen in the market consistently and draw a pattern out of it. You mean swing highs and swing lows? For which exactly? What's the swing highs? What's the swing lows? I don't know, but for the weak highs and the weak lows, those are the highs that did not move out of PO high impulsively. Okay, do you look for confluences before picking a PO high? It is when market gets to my PO high I get confluences. Okay, when market gets to my PO high I look for confluences and I just join it up together and I feel, oh, this is worth taking or it is not worth taking. I just make that determination. Okay, when market gets to my point of interest. By pattern you mean chart pattern? No, not chart pattern. There are a lot of structure pattern. We have structure pattern, we have liquidity pattern, we have a lot of pattern, we have chart pattern. Yes, your own can be chart pattern, your entry confirmation can be chart pattern. It depends on what you've seen consistently. Personally, my own is market pattern, market structure pattern, and liquidity pattern. Okay, all right guys, if there is no more question, I am going to be ending this live session here and we're going to continue on Saturday. Do not miss any of our live session, and if you've missed any, you can go back to this channel, look out for live, and then look at other live sessions that we've had. All our live sessions has been top notch and our analysis has been displayed very beautiful. So this is going to be the end of this live session, guys. I am going to see you guys in my next live session. Do not miss any live session. Our next live session is on Saturday by 9 a.m. So I'm going to see you guys there. Have an amazing trading day ahead, guys. An amazing weekend. Have an amazing weekend ahead, guys. Goodbye. Have fun, guys.